what what do you feel like? I'm really interested in, and why do you think there's been such a fight for the Golden Gate Bridge to have a net? Like what? Why is that? Like, why isn't that something that has been passed before? You know,
Yeah, why wasn't it something that was done before? Well, to be fair, it was because of a bureaucracy, and it was something that this bureaucratic board of directors who run and own the bridge and who run it like a private entity, like no other bridge in America. Um, they a great many of them were against it for so long, and we literally fought for the better part of 20 years to get them to approve raising the net and find the funding.
amazing,
And
amazing.
it wasn't easy. It was something that was very difficult. And the only way to pass the motion was if all 16 of their board members voted unanimously to put up the net.
Mm.
And invariably, every single month, we'd go to the hearings, and someone
Mm-hmm.
or someones would say no.
Wow.
And so it just would take so long. Uh, but to be fair and even here, they raised the funds to build the net. They worked really really hard to do so. They're working really hard to make it happen right now. But on the flip side, they won't close the walkway in the meantime. So you've got the iron
Mm.
workers under the bridge building the net, and you've got
Right,
people still dying by suicide. And so these iron
right.
workers are seeing the deaths right next to them, and they're having horrible experiences with PTSD because of it. And three of the iron workers have already taken their lives because of it. In the last, about 2 days ago, I'd say in the last 8 days before that, 7 people died off the Golden Gate Bridge, whereas one person usually dies every 7 to 10 days. In a period of 8 days, 7 people died. And so we have to consider closing the walkway of the Golden Gate
Yeah.
Bridge until the net is finished. First of all, they'll be able to give them overtime, and they'll finish the net within half the time
Mm.
rather than finishing it all the way in 2023. We'll likely get it done in the end of 2021 or the beginning of 2022, or at least mid 2022, if they allow them to close the walkway. But the biggest
Mm.
group that will fight against that is a bicyclist coalition who could not care
Okay.
less about people who die by suicide. They are
Really?
very difficult. I mean, let me be very clear. When my father,
Yeah.
Patrick, who founded the Bridge Rail Foundation, whose sole purpose was to raise the net at the Golden Gate Bridge, when he founded the Bridge Rail Foundation, and he would go to all the hearings initially to raise the net or raise the rail, and he said he's given 3 minutes allotted testimony. There's a buzzer that goes off when your 3 minutes are up, and he
Okay.
says, why don't you guys just put a toll on the walkway? Had Kevin didn't have any money when he went there to the Golden Gate Bridge to take his life, had there been a toll, he would have never been let on the bridge, and his life is I would have never broken
Um,
my back. He said it would have saved him from jumping.
I
And
remember. I remember you talking about that in your book. Like
yeah,
you grabbed the candy bar
I did.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Starburst and the Skittles before I went on there. Well, my
Yeah.
dad's giving his 3 minutes allotted testimony, and Leah Shasham of the Bicyclist Coalition stands up and says, Patrick, more people die of sedentary lifestyles than die of suicide.
Mm.
And my dad looked at her, and the news is there, everyone's there, and he says, Miss Shasham, I like ice cream. Do you know how to roller skate? And she said, that's preposterous. He said, and so are you. And it made the nightly news. But our point here is that there is no coalition that rides the bridge or walks the bridge that's more important than one life.
Yeah.
That's someone's son, daughter, mother, sister, brother, fiance, loved one, family, or friend. And the fact that it's taken 85 years to get to this point is preposterous. It should have been built a long time ago. The first fight to raise nail or a rail or net at the bridge happened 2 years after the bridge was open in 1989. The bridge was open the bridge was open in 1937, and in 1939, is that right? In 1939, the first fight happened to raise the net at raise rail at the Golden Gate Bridge by the bridge patrol officers of that day, and and um, and it failed. And the subsequent 8 fights to raise the net or rail failed. And it wasn't until the Bridge Rail Foundation got in collaborative effort with the bridge district, people that own and run the bridge, that things started to move forward. And I'll never forget the last meeting we were at where it got approved. June 27, 2014, it was approved. And the holdout was the president of the board, Johnny Moylan. And he was an old union guy, and he was friends with my great uncle in the local union in San Francisco. And Johnny Moylan, the president of the Bridge District, always voted no. He always voted against raising the net of rail until his nephew and grandnephew jumped and died off the Golden Gate Bridge.
Boom. Yeah.
So until it hit him, he didn't change his
Until you
stance.
until you get
And
hit by it sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah.
and now and we're so thankful that he changed his stance. And then one of the greatest allies we've had in this fight has been the general manager, Dennis Mulligan, who was the former engineer of the Golden Gate Bridge. Now he's the general manager. So he runs the board now, and he really fought very hard for us. There was Tom Amiano, Assemblyman Tom Amiano fought really hard. Assemblyman Janet Riley fought really hard. Assemblywoman Janet Riley, pardon me. And there was several people on our team who were on that bridge board, and they got things to shift and move in the right direction. So we're making this film, The Net. It's our new endeavor, and we want to share the story of the 85 years it took to get this going, and why it took so long. And we want to share both sides. We want to share the side of those who lose loved ones every day to the Golden Gate Bridge, and the side of the Bridge Directorate who made all those decisions to not put up anything for so long, and why they changed their mind. I think that's a fair assessment, and it's going to be a very impactful film. And it's definitely an ode or an honor of the film The Bridge, which Eric Steele did, which my dad and I were a part of. Calling it The Net, it's very clearly similar, and it's we want to complete the story. We want to complete the story and show that 20 years of activism, a small group of like-minded people can do anything they put their minds to if they just put in the hard work.
Right. Yeah.
Hi, thank you for watching. If you want to see more of our videos, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button below.